Hello and welcome back to F1 2018, and here we are for THL round 3. So of course last week I got my 5th win and my 2nd win in THL. It wasn't the it was a really competitive fight at the front between me and Callum Teasdale, but in the end, after he sort of crashed on the final lap, it was sort of quite an uncontested victory. But yeah, at the end I felt I really didn't deserve to win that because he drove faster than me, and also there wasn't actually too many people in the lobby, so it seemed like a cheap win. But this week I will have my work cut out because although Callum Teasdale isn't here, I have got my new teammate Vladimir Jaeger, who of course won the first round of the season. He's back after missing last race, and yeah, he's much faster than me if you don't know already. So yeah, hopefully both of us in Ferrari should be able to do quite a good job. Of course, it's not really as competitive here as AO1 because all of the really good races in THL have moved on to TGL, which is the THL without assists. So sort of me and Jaeger are the only good, the last of the really good runners. But yeah, you can see it's a wet China in qualifying, which is basically my favorite. Is basically my favorite conditions on my favorite tracks. So I was really looking for maybe another front row start or P2. Or maybe even a pole position. Of course, I've only actually got the one pole position from nearly a year ago now, so it's been a long time coming, and of course I'm really bad at qualifying, but in this league it's not really too hard to get in the top 3, especially when there's only about 9 starters. So it's definitely not my main league, but it's just nice to do on a Saturday evening. And yeah, I don't know if I have a serious chance at the championship because Jaeger is so fast. As we go purple for the time being, and yeah, I mean, they did say that it was actually going to dry out towards the end of the session. So you can see I came out right at the end of the session. But unfortunately, he actually wasn't fast enough to beat my current lap. And Jaeger would actually take pole in the end by quite a bit. So I think he said it at the best time because right at the end it was pretty almost too dry for Inters. And at the beginning, of course, it was too wet to set a really competitive lap. So Jaeger going 8 tenths faster than us. So yeah, as I said, he is much faster than us. So he did sort of judge it on the weather a bit better than we did. As you can see, it's going to be a one stop for the race. Of course, we get free choice of tyres after qualifying on the Inters. And yeah, simple one stop to the end. So as we skip on to the race now. And yeah, 5 lights. And away we go for actually quite a long hold at the lights, and we finally get underway about 5 seconds after the 5 lights actually came on. But you can see already we're getting swamped by Shadionics, but of course, as you know, I'm good friends with him, so he actually lets me ahead into turn 1 because of course he's only here for reserve, so he didn't really want to spoil my race, so I really appreciate that. As we tag the back of Jaeger, nearly losing our front wing. As you can see, Ventrex and I think Weber have also swarmed Shadionics. Shadionics unfortunately is down to 5th place. Of course, I've done my career mode with him, and of course Equal Cars career mode as well. So yeah, I've done quite a lot of stuff with Shadionics, and hence we have quite a lot of respect for each other. So he didn't really want to ruin my race, considering I'm going to be full time in this league. As Jaeger already pulls out a 9/10 gap on lap 1. Albeit I was under pressure at the beginning of that lap. But you can see on lap 2, Ventrex now on the Ultra Softs actually goes up my inside. So of course he's got more pace than me on the fresh tyres, and I don't know why he would have gone for the Ultra Softs because he's now committing to the 2 stops. So I just let him pass. I'm not on the same strategy, even so he has quite he goes quite wide there, which is going to be losing both of us time. As you can see, actually, we're all over the back of him now. So he's on to lap 3, so letting him pass was not a good idea. As he's actually all over the place and holding me up really big, quite a lot now. As you can see, Jaeger quite a bit up ahead. As he actually is onto the grass, and yeah, basically, yeah, at this point, Jaeger just got a 2.5 second, 3 second gap, and yeah, after being stuck behind Ventrex, it was pretty much over, especially as Jaeger had definite pace over me all weekend, and yeah, he was just really trying to hold down P2. As you can see, Weber and Ventrex actually battling behind. Weber is actually on the softs, and I raced him in 2017 THL last season, and he was actually quite fast, so I will have my work cut out if I want to defend P2. Even so, Jaeger looks home and dry right now for P1, which is a shame considering China is my favourite track, but I quite simply just don't have the pace on this game. I mean, I can make excuses all I want about the controller, but I mean, at the end of the day, Jaeger also uses a controller. He's just faster at the game at me, and that's something I have to accept. As you can see, Weber actually finally does get past Ventrex, who actually had to pit quite early, and you can see he's all over the back of us now. So yeah, I thought I was going to have quite a good race for P2, and you can even see Shady Onyx not too far behind in P4. As you know, he probably plays this game more than me, Shady Onyx does, and he's on the wheel as well. And he's really improved a lot, so I was expecting quite a big battle between us. But you can see Viva, unfortunately, I think makes the same mistake Ventrex does, and unfortunately he drops behind, quite a bit behind at that, and he's almost lost about 5 seconds or so. As you can see, Shady Onyx now on the minimap is going to go around his outside and take him into the hairpin. So Shady Onyx will move up into a podium position, and yeah, as you can see, Viva's now off the track. So I don't know if he just retired from the session, so I don't know what happened there. And yeah, virtual safety car is out, and yeah, I mean, I didn't really lose out too much under that, and as you can see, Jaeger already well in that clear. Shady Onyx as well, not too far behind us, as you can see there's Viva's car parked up on the left hand side, as he's gonna finally leave the session now. So yeah, P2 seemed quite certain as long as I didn't make any mistakes, since I have got Shady Onyx behind me. Even with ring damage, he was actually keeping up with me, which is really embarrassing to say the least, considering China is my favourite track. And yeah, I've been playing these games much longer than him, but of course, I haven't really felt compelled enough to play this game as much as I probably could have. Yeah, for me, just the older games just seem much easier to drive. Well, not just easier to drive, much better to drive. And you can see Jaeger's completely gone as he goes into the pits. And yeah, I'm only just going to actually emerge ahead of him in the pits. So it's been an absolutely humiliating first stint, considering I should basically, if all went well, actually be battling at the front with Jaeger, as I did in Spain last season, as I did in the Spa last season. But no, now in this game, I'm so hopeless. I'm literally about 10-15 seconds behind after the first 10 laps. As you can see, Shady Onyx and myself were actually going to get the lead out front over Jaeger, so denying him the Grand Slam in the end. But so that would be short-lived. It's a lap later. We would go into the pits and yeah, relinquish the lead back to Jaeger. And you can see Shady Onyx is actually not too far behind us, considering he had to work his way through traffic. So this was a bit worrying for me as well, because I wasn't driving too well, and I knew if I wasn't careful, I could even lose P2. As Shady Onyx, we're going to emerge just ahead of Shady Onyx, well, before he comes into his pit box. So yeah, that was basically us holding P2, but you can see actually he still stays the same gap behind us, so his pit crew actually not changing his front wing, but I don't think he really needed it, to be honest. He was driving really well, so but you can see we were dropping him quite quickly, of course, on the fresh tyres and the lack of front wing damage, as we actually get from a 3-second stop go 3-second time penalty, unfortunately, as we're all over the back of Ventrex again. This time I'm not going to let him past or anything, because I know we were on the fresher tyres. We were faster than him, as we saw last race when we finished 40 seconds ahead of him. And yeah, just I know he's going to have to pit in the next few laps, so his tyres are going to be dying. Even so, we are on the mediums, but we're going to go in the slipstream as Mikuhan retires from the session. But we're going to go up the inside of Ventrex, and that's us pretty much holding down P2. He's going to try to defend around the outside, but yeah, we get the position in the end. It's not too hard on the fresher tyres, and yeah, I just had to this rate. I mean, I've been in this position quite a lot of times, having raced for the last 2 years almost, but yeah, it's just about holding down P2. Jaeger's well clearing drives. We actually cut the corner and we get a 5-second stop go for one of the. I don't even think it was a proper corner cut, but it is what it is, and I was pretty pissed off, to be honest, because all of a sudden I do actually have to focus a bit more. Even so, Shady Onyx was well outside 10 seconds at this point. He was about 10.1, and yeah, the gap was increasing a bit on bit each lap, but I still had to pay attention, because if I had another 3-second stop time penalty, I could have easily found myself behind him. As we crossed the line now to find ourselves still about, I would say, we were about 8 seconds ahead. You can see the gaps sort of remaining as we get through the laps each lap. But I mean, he actually made a mistake, unfortunately, where he actually broke his front wing, so he fell about 25-30 seconds behind us. So I mean, I was not going to beat Jaeger, so I may as well just pick the ultra softs like Shady Onyx did, and just hope to get a fast lap as we serve our 5-second stop and go penalty as well. So we still should be out with, in P2, no problem. But it's quite embarrassing, really, already. So I at least wanted to get the fastest lap over Jaeger, just to sort of show him that I could compete up with the front with him. Even so, I mean, in my mind, I just knew I was defeated this race. To lose on my favourite track to a person I a driver I used to be able to not match but keep up with at least. But this has just been a slaughter, this race. As we go across the line to begin what will be, you can see we set a purple sector there. This was my fastest lap of the race, as you can see on the Ultra Soft, just able to get so much more grip. As Jaeger, you can see as well, was also put onto the Ultra Soft. So I knew my fastest lap would unfortunately be short-lived. Jaeger doing the clever thing, he knows he's going to win anyway, so just pitting onto the Ultras to make sure he doesn't get any, punches at the end. And so he can set the fastest lap as well. But you can see for a time being, we are purple by quite a long way. Shady Onyx did set the purple lap the lap before. And yeah, so it was just trying to improve, the lap on which Shady Onyx did, and just setting a purple lap of our own. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good race, this race for me. I mean, P2 is one of the best results I've got really in this league, but yeah, I mean, the fact that there was 7 runners, and this is my favourite track, I really wanted to bring the fight to Jaeger, and considering he missed last race, I sort of felt I needed to make as big a gap as possible to him in the first few rounds, and unfortunately he would get the win by quite a long way in the end. You saw his fastest lap, much faster than ours. We were literally nowhere on pace compared to him, and all weekend. And yeah, just another. I mean, I need to start playing this game more. Really, I mean, I've moved on to other games as well, so I can't really moan about my pace and then not play it. But we do set the fastest lap. Even so, that's really short-lived. As I said, Jaeger does immediately trump it by quite a long way, actually, about a whole second. So that was all she wrote for this race. Yeah, the last 10 or 15 laps were quite boring, to be honest, because I knew as soon as Shady Onyx made his mistake, P2 was in the bag. But Shady Onyx, even with all of his crashes, will get P3 ahead of Ventrox, I think. So as we actually look at Ventrex, sorry. As we look at the standings, it is Jaeger and myself in the Ferraris. 1-2, I think it should be quite a simple P2 in the championship. It's just whether or not I can actually get to Jaeger at the end. I don't think I can, but yeah, it's quite close between us up front right now. Of course, he didn't race in the second race, and of course I won that race, so that helped me. And you can see Ferrari now really taking the lead, really, after I scored points for Red Bull last time. Now we overtake Red Bull, of course, after moving to Ferrari. But yeah, it just wasn't a great race for me, but at the same time, I'll take a podium, but it doesn't really feel like a podium in this league anymore, because unfortunately, as of course all the fast guys are in THL, we haven't got many races here, and so it's not too much of a challenge to finish. I mean, you see, Jaeger won by 42 seconds in the end, and yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.